Hello, Keisha. I hope you're feeling all right. I wanted to catch you up on what we're doing in class so you don't fall behind. As you might remember, we are working on Linocuts, which is where you carve a design into this special piece of linoleum and then roll it up with ink, and we can make prints off of that. So here's kind of the process we're going through to catch you up. I will send a few things home for you. Some sheets of black paper that you can do your practice designs on and get things ready. A marker pen that you can use to actually write the white on there. And this works to help you kind of visualize how it's going to look, because the parts that you carve away with the gouge are going to be white on your paper. The parts you leave behind are going to be black. So you start out with a sketch. I sketched mine on white paper so that you could actually see it on the camera. We are showing some kind of a contrast. So this contrasts the person in the scene above ground with what could be going on below ground in just kind of a fun little way. So we've been looking at conceptual contrast for our pictures in class, and you're free to look that up and go that direction if you'd like to. But I wonder if it would be more relevant to you, maybe kind of express yourself in the situation you found yourself in recently. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, it would be a great opportunity to kind of express that in a print, and it would be interesting. Or if you're feeling bored because you're spending not as much time out and about as you would like, or if you tragically miss Gateway so much that you can't handle it, then you could express that. So I will leave it up to you what your subject is in this. But make it personal, make it interesting. So I've actually got my sketch on this black piece of paper. You can sort of see it. So what you are going to do after you have your sketch is go through and decide where you're going to put the white parts. And I know my whole sky was going to be white, so I used the poster marker to block that all out. Imagine I've done the whole sky because I don't want you to have to sit and watch the whole thing. But then rather than tracing the outline of everything, I've decided to maybe make a highlight on that arm where I know the light is going to be hitting, and some highlights in the hair where I know the light is going to be shining. And you can go through and do several versions of your sketch till you have something that really works well for you. My finished design looks like this. This helps me clearly be able to see what parts I'm going to cut away, which are the white parts, and what part I'm going to leave behind, which are the black parts. Then my next step is to transfer that over to the linoleum. To do that, I've coated the whole back of my piece of paper with just pencil graphite. Very well shaded on there. You want to get it all completely covered. Then I've taped it to my sheet of linoleum, which I will also send home with you. And what you should do at that point is tape it on there really tight. Maybe we stick another piece on there. Make sure it doesn't shift around. And I need you to go over all the black areas, pushing fairly hard, covering them all in, so that you know exactly where it is that you're supposed to be cutting. When you open it up, you can see that it's transferred to the inside. So once we have everything outlined and traced in the pencil, you can see it's pretty much all copied over to your linoleum. It's a good idea to go back in and maybe outline a few parts if they didn't show up as clearly as you would like. And then you're actually going to start the carving process using this gouge. I'll send you home with a couple of different size tips. These wide ones, the big ones, are good for carving out large areas. You're going to definitely want a small one to go into the delicate parts. So be careful where you put your fingers. These can pop up and flip out of the linoleum and can gouge into your hands. So always keep your hands behind your work. Always work away from your fingers to make sure that you're not going to cut yourself while you do this. You don't have to push down too awfully hard. I'm not going to cut this one up quite yet, but your cut should only go about 1/3 of the way into that. You definitely don't need to go all the way through the whole piece of linoleum. 1/3 to 1/2 of the way into that depth. And then you will carve out all of the parts that are supposed to be white. So everything that is black you're going to leave behind. You'll carve out carefully around all the white parts using straight lines and smooth strokes. You can do curved lines if you're really careful. Those sometimes pop up and break, so you have to be cautious about it. Start practicing in a wide area where you're going to carve out most of the material. So if you mess up, it's not such a big deal. And you will just carefully carve out all of the white and leave all of the black. And then at that point, we just need you to come back to class and print. So hopefully you'll be raring to go by then.